Yes, welcome my viewer. This is Sign with Phylis, and here today we are going to learn more on occupation. I hope the last sessions that we had, that is maybe 1 month, that we learned about the occupation. And here again, I'm coming with same season 2 on part 2 of the seasons, that is occupation and different terms that we use on occupations that we have in our country or all over the world. So today we are going to look. That is our topic today. And here we start with the word people. How do we sign the word people? People has 2 signs, and here we go. First I can finger spell the word people, and then I give out the sign which accompanies the finger spelling. So P-E-O-P-L-E. This is people. P-E-O-P-L-E. People. How do we sign people? So people like this. Open palm and then fingers up, both hands. People, or using letter P. This is letter P. You remember letter P. So people, people or people, like that. People or people. And then we have the word occupation. How do we sign the word occupation? So occupation is the same as work. So we'll use the sign for work for the occupation. So occupation like this. O-C-U-P-A-T-I-O-N. Occupation, like that. So occupation, the same for work. Sign for work also represents meaning the same as occupation. So occupation like this. And then number 3 we have function. How do we sign? Like this. Letter F. This is letter F. Function, like this. Function. 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 And then we have duty. How do we sign duty? Using a letter D. Also the same way we signed function, we'll also use the same letter D for duty. So duty like this. Duty. 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 And then also have staff. How do we sign staff? Staff. This is S-T-A-F-F, like this. S-T-A-F-F or F, like this. When I'm dragging like this, meaning it is a double. But when I drag more like that, meaning 3. But here staff. How do we sign the word staff, or the sign name for the word staff? So staff like this. You start from the other side to the other end. So like this. Staff. 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 Starting with the letter S, then it ends with the letter F. So staff. And then we have the word busy. How do we sign busy? Like this. Using a letter B, then we just tap it here. Busy. 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 And then also we have force. How do we sign the word force? So using a letter F shaped hand, and then you crisscross from the other hand like this. This is letter F. You remember letter F like this. This is letter F. So like this, and then you push it forward like this. So this is force. You're applying force or pushing something. So force like this. Force. 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 And then we have surrender. How do we sign surrender? So surrender, the way people surrender is just the way we sign on our Kenyan sign language. So it is like this. We surrender like this. Surrender. Open palm, and then you carry your hands, both your hands up, palm up like this. So surrender. And then we have member. How do we sign member? So member, it is member. Member like this. Member. 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 Member like this. Member. And then we also have employee. Employee. How do we sign employee? So employee, using a letter E. Remember this is letter E. We sign like this. So you're just tapping to the other palm hand like this. So employee, like this, employee, using a letter E, employee, employee, employee. And then we also have sack. Sack, how do we sign sack? This sacking someone from the job position, or you're just being sacked from work. So this is S-A-C-K. S-A-C-K. So sack. And how do we sign sack? Using an index finger. This is the middle finger, not the index finger. From the other palm hand, we'll just push it forward. Like this is like slightly like you're drawing something, but you just push it forward. So sack, 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 like this. Sack, 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 sack. And then we also have captain. Captain, how do we sign the captain? And you are the captain found maybe on our ship or aeroplane, we'll find the captain. So captain, like this. Captain, 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 like this. And then we also have secretary. How do we sign the word secretary? And the work of secretary is to write. So we use the sign for writing to personalize. When we saying personalize, meaning it's a someone or it is somebody. So secretary, this is writing. When you write and then I do like this is personalizing. So meaning is a person. So secretary, it is a person. Secretary, like this, secretary. You personalize the object. So secretary. And then we also have board. Board members. This is the board, B-O-A-R-D. B-O-R-D. This is board. So using a letter B, remember this is letter B. Using a letter B, we'll just push it from the one end to the end. Board, like this. Board. 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 Like this, board. And then we also have dentist. How do we sign dentist? Dentist, remember dentist is an occupation of a person, so meaning it is a person. And I have said that when it is a person, we personalize that object, so it is a person. So person meaning it is a dentist, so dentist. Dentist, like this. Dentist. Dentist. Or dentist. Using letter D, dentist or dentist, like it is, or dentist. And then we also have nurse. How do we sign the word nurse? Nurse, nurse. They have those arts that's used to wear on their heads here. So nurse, nurse, like this, nurse, nurse. And then we also have doctor. How do we sign doctor in Kenya Sign Language? So doctor, you will use a letter D and then you personalize, meaning it is a person. So doctor, this is doctor, like here. Using a letter D, this is letter D. So doctor, doctor, or doctor, it is a doctor. So using a letter D here, doctor. And then we also have author, an author. Who is an author? Maybe this is the writer of books. So the same sign for secretary, what we used for secretary, meaning the same, he writes, the same as the author also writes down book. So we will just use the same sign for secretary. So this is an author, meaning author. Author, like this, he writes book. Author. And then we also have carpenter. How do we sign the word carpenter? So carpenter, like this. How they do their work. So in carpentry, so like this, carpenter, a carpenter. When we personalize, meaning is a person, but it is in carpentry. So we have also the pilot. How do we sign pilot? The pilot, how do we sign the word pilot? So pilot, like this. How they used to control the plane, This is the steering for the pilot on the plane. Inside the plane they do like this, but not as the vehicle, how the drivers drive their vehicles, but this is how the pilot make on the plane like this. They make an aeroplane to move. So pilot. And then we also have security. How do we say security? So security. Security. The guards. Security guard. So security. Like this. It is firm. It is tight. So security. And then we have farmer. How do we sign the word farmer? So farmer. And then you personalize the way they dig their shambas. So like this, how you dig with your hoe, your jembe, and then you personalize, meaning it is a farmer. So farmer, like this, farmer, a farmer. And then we have an advisor. Advisor. So advisor. Advisor, someone who gives advice to people. So an advisor. And then we also have the donor. How do we sign the word donor? The donor. The donor. So donor, someone who supports something or gives out something, maybe like blood, or donates something. So the donor. Donor. And then I personalize, meaning it's a person. So the donor. Donor, like this, donor or donor, just like that. And then we also have the manager. How do we sign the manager? So using a letter M. Remember this is letter M. Remember this is letter M. Using letter M, and then like this you just control, because the manager controls an organization, or thus he's the leader of something, maybe somewhere. He's in charge. So when someone is in charge, he makes sure he controls everything. Then this is the sign for control. So this is the manager. 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 And then also we have the director. So the same as the manager controls or manages some things, also the director, you use letter D, and then you just push it forward like this, like you're pedaling a bicycle, but yet it is a director, like this, director. And then we can personalize, meaning as a person. So if it is a person, you personalize like this, because it is a director, meaning as a person, is a manager, meaning as a person. So the director or the manager. And then we also have the corporate. How do we sign the word corporate? This is COOPERATE. Oh, I'm going faster. So let me go and finger spell slowly by slowly, so you can understand what I'm finger spelling. This is letter C O O P E R A T E. Corporate. I hope you have seen how I have just finger spelled slowly. So how do we sign the corporate? So the corporate, it is like this, corporate, like this, corporate, corporate, like this, corporate. You're coming together, you're making a decision. So your decision is one thing. So you're cooperating on something that is very important, and it is a single group, maybe large group, that you're agreeing on something to make up something become real. And then we also have responsibility. How do we sign the word responsibility? Responsibility using a letter R. This is letter R. Remember, this is letter R. Using on both hands, both palm hands, making a letter R. And then you tap it on your shoulder, maybe on your right or on your left shoulder. It doesn't matter. Sign language doesn't matter. Use left hand or the right hand. It is just applicable anywhere. So this is letter R, and then you tap it on your shoulder here. Responsibility, like this. Responsibility, being responsible, caring. so much, doing something that you need to do what you have been intended to do. So this is the responsibility, the sign for responsibility. And then also have burden. How do we sign burden? This is so burdensome, or this is burden. It is just burdening me. When something is burden, or maybe it is heavy, you cannot carry it, or maybe it has some things that you cannot make any decision over it. So how do we sign the word burden? So burden, it is heavy. Burden, it is heavy, you cannot carry it, or you cannot make it, or you cannot do it. It is a heavy thing, or maybe a luggage that is very heavy, you cannot carry it up. So this is a burden on you. And then also we have lead. How do we sign the word lead? Lead, L-E-A-D. Let me repeat again so you can understand the finger spelling. So L-E-A-D. This is lead. So how do we sign the word lead? So you lead. Open palm from the other fingers or the other hand, and then you'll just drag it forward like this, slowly, like this. Lead. When you are a leader, you lead. So lead, like this. Lead. And then we also have leadership. When you lead, so meaning you have the leadership qualities in you. So how do we sign leadership? Being a leader, and then you have those leadership qualities in you. So how do you sign leadership? So lead, you use the sign for lead, it is like this, and then you add an S, moving downwards like this. On your open palm, you just push it downwards like this. So leadership, like this. Leadership. And then also we have approve. How do we sign approve? So using an index finger, open palm, approve or approve. It is either approve or approve. This is the approve, where the president approved the bill becoming into law. So this is approve. A-P-P-R-O-V-A-R. Approve. And then we also have permit. How do we sign permit? So using a letter P, this is we are going to initialize the first letter. So P, we are going to initialize letter P, and then we use letter P to make it a sign. So you'll get there. So using a letter P from both hands, make sure it is both hands, the right and the left hand. So you use the both hands to make this sign. So permit. When you're being permitted, meaning you're being allowed. So you're being allowed to move. It is a go sign. It is an okay. So you being permitted. Permit, like this. Permit. And then we also have promise. How do we sign promise? So promise, like this. Promise. It is a promise. So promise. It is sealed. You have promised, and then it is being sealed and being fulfilled. So promise, like that. And then we also have supervise. How do we sign the word supervise? So supervise. We have also the supervisor. When it is a person, if I'm meaning a person, this means our personal is the thing, meaning the supervisor. But when we use a verb, I'll just make it a single sign like this, meaning supervise. It is a verb. Supervise, that means a verb. But when it is a noun, I'm using a noun, all personals, meaning it is a person. And then when after that we have, what do we have? Assist or help. The sign for help or assist. When you help, then you assist. So help. help, like this, help, or assist, assist, or help, like this, assist or help. And then we have promote. How do we sign the word promote? So promote, like this, you are in this low level and you have been being promoted to the other level, so you're going higher, so you're being promoted to the higher level, like this. So promote, being promoted, like this. You are starting from the low point and then you are coming up, like this. So being promoted. And then we also have authority. How do we sign the word authority? Authority. So using a letter A, this is letter A. From the other hand, on the top, from the shoulder, we'll just make it a letter A and then push it downward, like this. Authority, like this, like this, authority. And then we also have what? We also have power. Using a letter P, then at the same sign where I've just signed authority, the same, this one will be using power. So power, but using a letter P. Power, 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 power. And then we also have empower. We have power and then we have also empower. Empower using a letter E. Empower, 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 like this. We have power and then we have empower. And then we also have compete. How do we sign compete? So you compete, or it is a challenge, you make a challenge. Compete or you make a challenge. And then we also have industry. So industry, like this, industry, industry. Using a pinky finger, I call it a pinky finger because it is a small finger and we love a small finger, make it small. This is the smallest finger, or the pinky finger, and then you make some circle on the other palm hand, this one, open palm, and then you're just making some, you're drawing like a circle. So industry, industry, like this, industry, industry. And then we also have demand. How do we sign demand? Using a letter D, and then we just push it slightly, moving upwards using letter D. So demand, demand, demand. When something is being demanded, meaning it is highly consumable. It is highly consumable. So demand, demand, demand. And then we have develop. So using a letter D, like this, develop, just push it forward, upward, like this, but open palm facing upward, like this, and then making a letter D from the other hand, and then you just push it forward, like this. So develop, develop, develop. And then we also have recommend. How do we sign recommend? So recommend, using letter R, and then just push it upward, like this. Recommend, recommend. And then team. We have team, team, like this. We have team, 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 T-E-A-M. Repeat, or let me come again. T-E-A-M. Team, meaning team. And then we also have society. How do we sign society? So using a letter S, maybe making a clenched fist. This is a clenched fist, but in sign language I will say using a letter S. This is letter S. So using a letter S will just make a circle, like this. Society, 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 society. And then we have room. Room, using letter R, just make room. Sign, you draw something like a square, but using a letter R. This room, room. And then teacher, teach. This is the sign for teach, teach. And then when I personalize, meaning it is a teacher, so teacher, teacher. This is teach, teach, teacher, teacher. And then we have hotel. How do we sign hotel? So hotel, we're going to use the letter H. Remember, this is letter H. Letter H facing the against you, like this, away from you, facing away from you. So hotel, hotel. This is a hotel. And when it is a restaurant, we'll just use letter R, and then we just push it like this, restaurant, restaurant. But this is letter H, hotel, 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 hotel. And there our last one is bank, store, and keep. This is the same sign, have the same sign. Bank, keep, store. This is the same sign that we are going to sign. So like it is like this, bank or keep or store. Bank or keep or store. It is just the same. Store. It is just the same. Oh, thank you so much, my viewer. Hope you have learned something new. And let us meet on the next episode that will be so lit and so wonderful again. And here at Emmanuel, just build your faith in Christ Jesus as always. And remember to find me on my YouTube channel, that is Sign with Phylis. Just go search Sign with Phylis, and you'll get more episode and of what of the different topics that I have signed and have given out unto you. Be blessed. May God see you through. Amen.